unicorns! Welcome to Handstands and Happiness. Today's practice is focused on forearm stands. So we will do a lot of serratus wrapping. We're really going to work on using this serratus muscle. It's one of the main stabilizers of the shoulder, and it's responsible for wrapping the scapula around so that you can find this really nice stable position to balance on your forearms. It's also a muscle that when it activates properly can prevent rotator cuff tears because it allows the scapula to rotate up so that our arms go overhead without impinging on our rotator cuff. So today I invite you to just really dive into that awareness of that muscle and also seeing if we can tap into this positive emotion of joy. I know it's really easy to get caught up in the challenges, especially during times like these where we're going through a pandemic, but to just see if we can find these little moments of joy. When we find these positive emotions, instead of honing our mind into a challenge, we actually broaden our mind to see more positive emotions and more of the positive things that are happening to us throughout our day. So I invite you to see if you can enjoy this practice, enjoy your body, celebrate it, and we'll get to it. We'll come down to our mats on our backs. We'll get started lying here, breathing, taking a minute to just let your body be heavy on the floor. Get out any little wiggles or movements. And then just try to find some stillness and start to sink into your breath. Taking a few deep breaths all the way down the central channel of your body and all the way into your pelvis. Taking 3 conscious breaths. Seeing if you can just dive into your awareness of your breath. Taking a moment to set a personal intention for our practice. Something that we want to move towards instead of away from, a positive intention. Whether you're practicing to work on your strength and just move towards your strength, move towards your flexibility, move towards your presence and awareness. Something to move towards, that type of healthy perfectionism where we're moving towards our values instead of away from something. And breathe this intention into your body. As you begin to move towards it, starting to awaken the fingers, starting to awaken the toes. Finding some organic movements in the hands and the feet. Start to circle through all of the bones, as many bones as you can circle in your feet and your hands. See if you can just really kind of bring that awareness into these nerve endings. Maybe going through some movement patterns that you don't usually move through, to just kind of come into a new awareness of your feet and hands. And then just circling through the knees and the hips and the elbows. Just taking some organic movements to wake up your body. And then just some taps down the legs, Up to the feet, top of your belly, top of your face. And just wake up your body. Sparkle fingers. Bring your feet down, and we'll just start to warm up our serratus here. So we're gonna bend our elbows out like so, and then wrap our shoulders around the rib cage. So we're just gonna do that a few times, just wrapping the shoulders forward. Keep going, seeing if you can just like really feel. And actually, let's take our right hand onto our left, like right here underneath your shoulder blade, and just try to feel the serratus. It's that muscle like about an inch below your armpit as it engages as you wrap the shoulders around the rib cage. So this is our serratus. This is one of the main stabilizers of our shoulder girdle, which helps us hold our bodies up in handstands and forearm stands. So just dive into your awareness of this muscle as you breathe into it, igniting it. And now adding on to this movement, we're gonna take our hips up and see if we can keep that serratus activated and then drop it down. Scooping the arm out, activating the serratus, lifting your hips up, and then drawing them down. Let's go through 3 more of those, wrapping that arm around, lifting your hip up, and then dropping it down. 2 more, wrap, lift, and then drop down. And 1 more, wrap, lift, and drop down. So now take your left hand onto your right rib cage, wrap the serratus around, and just wrap the serratus around. See if you can just feel it fire up. And then we'll add the hips in. So we'll wrap the serratus, lift the hips, and then drop the hips down. And wrap the serratus, lift the hips, and then drop the hips down. 3 more, wrapping the serratus, lifting the hips up, and then dropping the hips down. Last one, wrap it around, feel it fire up, lift on your inhale, and exhale to lower. Taking both hands up, and then activating those serratus as you take your arms open to the side like goalpost arms. Push the hands into the mat, squeeze your shoulder blades together, push the back of your head into your mat. Breathe, 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 and then look your head from side to side. Just releasing any tension in the neck, opening up through the chest. Beautiful. Now moving into our hip stability and warming up our spine a little bit. On our exhale, we're gonna roll the hips up all the way up into a bridge position. On your inhale, push through both hands and see if you can lift your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, drop the hips down. Inhale, take the left hand and reach the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Beautiful. Inhale back. Exhale, lift the hip up again. Inhale it back down. Exhale, take your twist. Inhale back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back down, and exhale, twist. Sorry, I messed up the breath a little bit. Inhale, exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, back down, and exhale, twist. Inhale, back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back down, and exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale through center. Exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale, back down. Exhale, twist and hold. Breathe here, try to pull your belly button towards your spine. And then take your right arm out to the side and just open into your twist a little bit more deeply. Big breath in. And on our exhale, we're gonna take our right leg over to our left side, coming into a twist. Twisting here. Breathing into your spine. See if you can inhale from your tail all the way to your crown. And on your exhale, we'll take big circles with the arms, circling around for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really opening through that chest. Spread your fingers. Sparkle fingers. And then inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, bring both knees down. Inhale, lift both hips back up again. Slowly slide up one vertebrae at a time. Pubic bone lifts higher than the belly button. The belly button's pulling down, the pubic bone's lifting up, hands push down. Left leg lifts towards the sky, flexing the left foot. Inhale, drop the hips down. Exhale, twist right arm, goes outside of left leg. Big twist. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hips lift, heel to sky. Inhale, back down. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hips lift. Inhale, back down. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hips lift. Inhale, back down. Exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale through center. Exhale, hips lift. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist and hold. Breathe here. Twist, twist, twist. Try to pull your belly button down towards your spine. And then open the left arm out, widening this twist. So your arms are opening away from one another. Pull the belly button towards spine a little bit more. And then inhale, slowly releasing. Come down, twist. Left leg comes over to the right side, and we go into that really nice supine twist. Taking 5 big shoulder circles to open up the chest. Circling around for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Stretch out your lower back. Take an inhale, reach the legs up towards the sky, and exhale, bring yourself up to a seat. Awesome. We'll take a little mermaid with both knees facing over towards the right. And then I'm gonna take my right hand down outside my right hip, pushing down into the ground. And I'm just gonna start to warm up my serratus here. So I'm gonna take my left hand and try to touch that same place we were touching before. And I'm just gonna start to lift and see if I can fire up that serratus here. So I'm sitting my hips down, and then I'm trying to fire the serratus up as I lift. You might also feel a stretch on the outside of your left hip. That's awesome if you do. If not, also awesome. Beautiful. And then holding it here, reaching your left arm overhead. And then we're gonna bring our left elbow and our left knee to touch. So I'm gonna be balancing on my right knee, touching my left knee to my left elbow, and then expanding, reaching back as much as I can, seeing if I can activate this glute behind me. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. See if you can really find that extension in the leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Last one, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. And then open up the chest. Take the hand up towards the sky, the left hand up towards the sky, and maybe reach back for your left ankle. Coming into this little baby dancer. Breathing. And then slowly releasing that foot. And then sitting your hips back so that we're in like this pigeon position. So my right knee is bent forward. It's a gentle pigeon. We're not going full pigeon just yet. We're in a baby gentle pigeon. Gentle baby pigeon. Tiny baby bird. And now flex your left toes under and see if you can fire up that left glute. And then relax. Exhale, see if you can lift the knee, fire up that left glute. And then relax. Exhale, lift, fire up that left glute. Relax. 2 more, fire it up, this end range of motion. Relax. And then holding it at that end range engagement. And now we'll take some cat and cows with the spine. So inhale, heart forward. Exhale, look at your belly button. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, gaze at your belly button. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, gaze at your belly button. Taking 2 more. Beautiful. And then slowly rocking off to the right. Bringing this left leg back around and bringing the mermaid legs over to the left this time. So we've got little mermaid legs. We'll bring our left shoulder down so our palms are facing out, and then find that serratus once again. So find the edge of your scapula right where it meets your rib cage, about 1 inch below your armpit, and then start to push into the ground and see if you can turn those muscles on. So yes, wrap the scapula around and lift. And yes, lift. Very good, and then holding it up. My left knee is gonna stay down, my right arm's gonna reach overhead. And then we'll go through those crunches. So crunching the right elbow to the right knee, and then extending, reaching back with that heel. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. 2 more. See if you can find the engagement the entire way. And then holding this one back, taking the right arm up towards the sky. Make sure you can see me. And then reaching back if it feels right for that right foot. Breathing here into this baby side plank dancer. Opening through the chest, see if you can reach your chest away from your hips. So you're really expanding through the chest. And then release and take the right leg back so that you land in a little pigeon. Baby birdie. Breathing here. Same thing we did on the other side. We'll fire up the right glute 5 times. So on our exhale, fire up the right glute. See if you can lift the right knee off the floor. Inhale down. Exhale, fire up that right glute. Inhale and down. Exhale, fire up the glute. Inhale and down. Exhale, fire it up. And last time, holding it. Then going through your cat and cows, really getting into that psoas, gazing at your belly button. And then inhale and look forward. Exhale, gaze at your belly button. Inhale and look forward. Exhale, gaze at your belly button. Inhale forward. Exhale, look at your belly button. Last one. And then rocking off to the left hip, bringing both feet around. And then rolling over your shins so that you can come back into a tabletop position. Take a minute to find your tabletop position. And then we'll start to get into the serratus a little bit more. So bending the elbows out and around and then down and back. So we're wrapping our scapula around. And then we'll just start to push the ground. So I'm gonna push down and forward with my hands. And I'm just gonna push this through my serratus here. Back and forth. So you should feel it like about an inch below your armpit. You can even take one hand on and see if it's firing as you're just pushing back and forth. It looks like we're doing nothing, but this is one of those really fine-tuned motor exercises. Making sure that you're really pushing down into the ground and forward. See if you can like sink into this movement and really become aware of that muscle group. And then pushing back, and we'll drop our shoulders, our elbows down. So we're gonna continue that wrapping action and drop our elbows down. Then we'll lift up. And now wrap and drop your shoulders, elbows down. And now lift up. And now wrap and drop the elbows down. Two more. Wrap and drop the elbows. Make it super mindful. See how much you can feel the muscles that wrap around your rib cage. And then holding it here into our forearm tabletop. Tucking our toes under and starting to hover the knees, firing up your core, breathing here. Seeing if you can push the floor forwards and down, really getting into that serratus. And then we'll just do a few little butt lifts. So we'll lift our butt and then hover our knees. And now lift your booty, hover your knees. See if you can enjoy the activation here. Maybe you can find a little bit of joy in this movement. See if you can relax any tension in your neck. And then hold into your dolphin. Relax the neck, shake out your jaw. Maybe let out a big breath, a little sigh, whatever feels right. And then bringing the knees down and just stretching into a child's pose. You can lift up onto your fingertips and just try to pull the shoulders back and down, opening through the chest and the neck. On our inhale, we're going to come all the way forward. And then we're going to take you can either take it on your knees or lifted. We'll go through a chaturanga, but see if you can be really mindful of that serratus the whole time. So if you're in a chaturanga, see if you can find that wrap first and then come down and then lift up. Nice, you guys. And if you're on your knees, same thing. Find the wrap, come down, and then lifting yourself up. Beautiful. Coming all the way back into your downward facing dog. Breathing out here. See if you can find the serratus here. So we're gonna push down, wrap the scapula around, and then push the floor away from us so our shoulders are nice and engaged. Left leg is gonna lift up, and then left knee is gonna come towards the right elbow, finding this engagement in the front body. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, left knee to the right elbow. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Inhale up. Exhale, cross the left foot behind the right foot. Breathing here, and then bend your knees and start to rock over towards the right. Keep your left hand pushing down into the ground. So you can feel your lats maybe stretching. Try to push your left pinky and then take your left hip away from your left pinky as much as you can to this really awesome twist. If you need to bring your knee down at any time you can, we're gonna come into a side plank here and try to make as much of a rainbow as we possibly can. And the same thing we were doing, see if you can push through your serratus and wrap that shoulder blade around your rib cage as you come into this rainbow shape with your body as much as you can. You can bend and floss through the knees to really get into that side body. Give yourself 5 breaths to enjoy this pose. See if you can find some joy. On our next exhale, this left knee is gonna hug in towards our chest, and we're gonna super slow motion start to set it down right where our left hand would go. See if you can hover it as much as you can the whole way. Awesome. Now coming into this low lunge, lift up onto your fingertips, sink down into that knee. Breathing into it. Runner's lunge. Can you fire up that right glute like we did in the pigeon? Now we're gonna move this to standing. So my left leg's gonna stay grounded. I'm gonna push forward and come to standing. So it's a balance challenge. And then exhale, I'm gonna go back. On my inhale, I'm gonna push forward to standing. On my exhale, I'm gonna go back. On my inhale, coming forward to standing. Activating this left glute as much as you can. Try to squeeze it at the top. 2 more. And last one. I want to make sure you guys can see me. Here we are. Let's see here. Here we are standing. Right knee's lifted. Bring your hands behind our head. And then we're going to see if we can twist our left elbow towards our right knee. Twisting and coming back. And twisting to tap and coming back. And then twisting to tap and coming back. 2 more. See if you can twist through your upper spine. Getting that active upper back twist. And then the exhale, we'll take this left knee down and we'll come into a dancer's pose. So my right hand is gonna imagine that it has a serving tray in it, and I'm gonna grab onto the inner foot. A gentle dancer. So see if you can really just focus on this belly activated the whole time so that we're stretching into the psoas as we lean forward. You can take your hand at your heart and start to pull the string out of your heart just as much as you kick back with your foot. Finding this scale, like you're a balancing scale. As much as you lean forward, you also kick back, really coming into that glute of the right foot or the right leg. Exhale and release the right leg as you swim your leg back and slowly land in a high lunge. Awesome. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, I want you to kind of lean back from the belly, lean back into this lunge so that you're really getting into this psoas. Activate your right glute and like lean back into it. So it's like this awesome psoas stretch coming from the belly button. And then we'll twist and take our right elbow outside of our left knee and come into this Anjaneyasana twist. Palms to prayer, breath into your chest, thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. And then see if you can expand and gaze out right from your heart. Maybe you expand the arms and open a little bit more. Exhale, palms back to prayer. Bring the back knee down. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, fly the hands down. You can either keep the back knee lifted and come into a twist, or you can keep the back knee down and work on your monkey lunge. So you can work here, or you can work here, whatever is good for you. See if you can keep the right glute engaged no matter what you're doing. Either variation, just work where you're at for 5 breaths. Inhale and release the twist. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Pull yourself back through a pyramid position, stretching into that left hamstring. Let something go. And then inhale, pull back all the way into your downward facing dog. See if you can sink back into that serratus. And now activate that serratus as you roll forward into your plank. Whether your knees come down or not, the serratus stays active as we lower all the way down onto our belly. Awesome. Coming into some shoulder and back opening. Taking your hands, grabbing onto opposite elbows. You can keep your toes tucked under. Try to always keep your belly button lifting off the ground, because that's really going to help it come from your hips and not just your lower back. So you always want to have this posterior pelvic tilt. Grabbing onto your elbows. You can have your forehead come down, and we'll just lift the elbows up. Then we'll release the hands so that they're palms facing down until they get out straight. Then we'll rotate the arm bones and bring the arms overhead, straight ahead, and then make a prayer with the hands and lift the prayer up towards the sky. We'll take 5 little pulses at the top. And then the same thing, lifting the arms as much as we can in external rotation until we get to halfway, and then turning them into internal rotation. So we'll take 2 more of those. Inhale to lift the elbows. Exhale to release the clasp as you hover the arms around. Twirl them into external rotation, bringing them overhead. Exhaling, bending the elbows, making a prayer, and lifting for 5, 4, breathing the whole time. 3, 2, 1, and then lifting. Woo, it's hard, all the way around. And going into that internal rotation and reclasping the elbows. Last one, lifting the elbows, releasing the hands, palms facing down, then spiraling the arm bones into external rotation as you take them overhead, making your prayer, and lifting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly releasing all the way back. Interlace the hands at the sacrum and just take a breath, relax. Relax for 1 second. Whew. But we're not quite finished with this place. On your next exhale, pull the arm bones back to stretch the shoulders and the chest open as you lift into a baby cobra.
Push your pubic bone down into the ground, lift your belly button as much as you can, and then see if you can lift the heels. And now we're going to bring the legs together and apart for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up as high as you can. Pull your belly button up and towards your spine. And then release. Woo! Take the hands under your shoulders. Press your way back into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet in a little bit. Push the hands into the ground. See if you can find that intention. Ask yourself, what are you moving towards? What are you moving towards here and now? On your inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. On your exhale, take your right knee to your left elbow and touch, find that compression and that connection. Inhale, the right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Find the compression. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, knee to nose. Find that compression. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, the right foot is going to cross behind the left leg. Finding this little crisscross downward dog position. Then we'll bend the knees as we rock the hips over towards the left. Pushing down through our right hand so we feel that lat stretch. Stretches from our shoulder to our right hip. So we're pulling our shoulder and our right hip away from one another. And then if you need to bring your knee down, you can. We're going to come up into that side plank. Take your hand to your left serratus. See if you can fire it up by pushing down into the ground. And then make a rainbow with your body. And you can floss into the knees. Whatever feels good in your rainbow here. Now this right leg is going to lift up, and super slowly we're going to try to bring it down where our right hand would go. See if you can activate your core the entire way. Really use your belly, and then setting it down, coming into a runner's lunge. Breathe here into your runner's lunge. Fire up that left glute. And then we're going to go back and forth. So we've got our hands here, and on our exhale, we're going to lift up. Inhale back into your lunge. Exhale, lift up. Inhale back into your lunge. Stabilizing through those hips and that core the whole time. See how much you can fire up your glute on the extension. 2 more. Last one. Holding it at the top. Take your hands behind your head. Right elbow is going to tap onto the left knee. Firing up your core. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Active twist. Really using those obliques. Exhale. Inhale. Really try to let the exhale pull the belly button towards the spine. Beautiful. Last one. And then bring the left knee down. Taking the left hand up as if you were holding a serving tray. Grabbing onto the inner arch of the left foot. Really keeping the core solid and activating the left glute as you reach forward. It doesn't have to be a lot. Really just focus on the muscle engagement. Try to lean forward just as much as you kick back. And then releasing. And then spreading yourself back into that high lunge. Reaching your hands up towards the sky. I lost my space. Exhaling, lean yourself back. So pull your belly button in. Sometimes it helps to bring your hands into your heart. So you can like lean yourself back, fire up this left glute, and really find this psoas stretch. Yeah, it's like a back leaning low rider on Asana. And then on our exhale, we'll take our left elbow to the outside of our right knee. Taking an inhale to prepare, exhale, wrap it around and twist. Breathing a big breath into your heart, thumbs into the heart, expand through the chest, lift up and open, length through the spine. And then maybe flying the arms open, shooting rainbows at your fingers. Hands come back as the back knee comes down. Releasing the bind, taking an inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, flying back down. Beautiful. Coming into our monkey lunge, so you can either, whatever you did on the other side, if you did it with your knee lifted, you can do it with your knee lifted. Either way, this glute is the most important thing. We're seeing how much we can fire up that glute to stretch into our psoas. Maybe you can find some enjoyment for the last breath. See if you can enjoy this pose. And then releasing the foot, framing the right foot with your two hands, pulling back into your pyramid pose. Breathing here into that hamstring, folding over and bowing to your leg. And then pressing your way back into your downward facing dog. Breathing here, seeing if you can fire up that serratus. Find your integrity in this movement. Bending our knees, and then on our exhale, we're gonna roll ourselves forward, really firing up that serratus. Seeing if you can roll the arm bones forward, wrap the scapula around, and then we'll lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Taking a little sphinx here. So bringing the elbows the same way as we have been doing. Elbows are going to wrap back as the scapula wraps around. Shining our hearts forward from the chest bone. So try not to make this come from your lower back. I'm the same way, I'm pulling my hands back, or the opposite way, pulling my hands back as I push down into the ground to lengthen through the upper back. See if you can notice your upper ribs and maybe feel the spaces between them, and try to find more bend through your upper rib cage. And then taking little tiny shoulder circles here. So I'm circling my shoulders back and down. Then I'm going to keep my right hand down, a little bit more upper back opening. I'm going to take my left arm up and back as much as I can. So it doesn't have to go that high. I'm going to lift it up and back. So you might feel your lower traps activating. Really try to focus it into the upper back. If you feel this in your lower back, make sure to back off. And now other side. Arm circles with the right arm. Awesome. Bring the arms down. And then bending into the right leg and seeing if you can lift the right heel up towards the sky as you push your pubic bone down into the ground and then drop it down. Exhale, heel lifts. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, heel lifts. Keep the belly button pulling up and in towards the spine. Try to lift your belly button off the mat for 2 more. And now your left hand is going to reach around, maybe, to grab on to your left foot. Coming into this little dancer sphinx dancer. Seeing if you can keep the knees pulling towards one another as if there was magnets on your inner knees. You're opening through the chest and through the psoas and through the quad. Find a place where it feels okay in your body, where you can maybe find some enjoyment. And then slowly release. Other side. Left knee is gonna bend. Other knee is gonna bend. And then we'll lift that heel up towards the sky. Lift, lift. 3, 4, 5. And now the right arm's gonna wrap around and we're gonna reach for that right leg. And we're gonna find our little sphinx dancer. See if you can lift the belly button off of the spine and focus the attention into the quad, into the psoas, into that shoulder opening. Find some space in the front body. And now releasing that knee, bringing your forearms down, pushing your way back, walking the knees forward so that you can come into a puppy dog pose. So the knees are back, arms are forward, and then see if you can keep the ribs together, but try to push the chest down towards the floor. See if you can keep your arm bones in that external rotation the whole time. Focus this into your upper back. You can wave in and out of it. Finding one last breath. See if you can find a place to really sink in. And then slowly coming back to sit onto your heels and rolling all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Does everyone have a wall? Show me thumbs if you have a wall. Wall, wall, wall. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is going to be at the wall. The focus is just really pushing through the shoulders. So we're just gonna try to really not worry about getting into the pose, but really try to find that wrapped scapula pushing through the upper back as we load our weight onto our shoulders. So it's going to be with our booties facing the wall. So find yourself at your wall in like a tabletop position with your feet touching the wall. Then your forearms are gonna come down. If you have a strap and wanna put it around your elbows so that you can keep your arms parallel, that's awesome. You can use that. If it's too much on your shoulders, you actually can bring your hands together in a clasp, but I encourage you to try to keep this parallel position in the arm bones because it really helps with the shoulders. So, and it's not about how far we get, it's just about finding that activation and that push through our shoulders with this external rotation, wrapping our scapula around. On our exhale, we'll lift the hips up. Breathing here, see if you can push the shoulders away from your the ground and drop your head down. And then you can start to walk your feet up the wall. Breathing here, opening up into the shoulders. Maybe you release your neck. See how much you can push down through your shoulders. And then you can reach one leg up towards the sky, maybe. And then you can also try to tap it down into the ground. And then reach it back up. Coming down to rest. Coming into a child's pose, just letting your shoulders have a little break here. And then going for one more set of those. So we're going to try to do another set either holding or tapping the left leg up and down, whichever, or the other leg up and down. So bringing the forearms back down onto the ground. On your exhale, lifting your hips up, walking the feet up the wall, trying to pull the ribs in, stretching through the shoulders. Then the left leg can lift up and try to tap down. And now coming down, woo! Relaxing here. And then on your inhale coming up. For this next one, we're going to focus on our lower body for a minute, give our shoulders a break. We're going to work on getting this eventually foot to head position. So we'll bring your right knee to the wall, and you can either stay here with your left knee down into like almost a pigeon, or you can work in your lunge position. You can also take a pillow under your right knee if it's too much. And then we're just gonna start to sit back. Sit back, using the wall to start to open into this psoas and using this right glute here. Yes. Breathing here. Then you can take your arms up, 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 and maybe just push your arms back against the wall. Try to pull the belly button in towards the spine. Get a little bit more opening in the quad. Woo! Try to stay for 5 full breaths before you come out. And now slowly bringing the hands down. Now sinking the hips in as much as you can. You can take your left hand onto your left shoulder and then just start to peel your heart back. So you're trying to touch the back of your head onto the wall. Maybe starting to reach the back of your head towards the wall and trying to maybe touch the toes to the back of your head. Your hands can be supporting you. If it's too much in your lower back, just do what we did before. Try to keep the belly button engaged the whole time and start to peel yourself back. And slowly release, bringing yourself down, taking a break for a second before we go into the other side. Come into your child's pose and just rest for a full breath. next breath, we're gonna bring the right leg forward. The left knee is gonna come to touch the wall. If you did it on your shin, go ahead and do that again. And then we'll start to lift up, pushing back, getting into that psoas, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, reaching the arms up towards the sky, maybe pushing the hands back onto the wall behind you. Slowly coming down. Bring your hands onto the floor or onto your right leg, and then starting to push the back of your head back towards the wall, as if you were going to touch the back of your head to your foot. Keeping the belly button engaged, not letting this come from the lower back. See if you can expand the heart up towards the sky. And then slowly coming out of that. Woo! Taking a little break in a child's pose. Take a little shake, let something go. And for our grand finale, friends, we're going to attempt to put those two things together. So we'll face towards the wall this time, so that our middle finger is touching the wall, maybe a little bit extra away. And you can either work the kick up towards the wall. If you need a chair, you can use a chair under your feet to help you get onto the wall, or you can work a hop up onto the wall, which is kind of a cool like midline activation. I'll show both. So to kick up to the wall, you want to always keep the hips square and kick up either with your heels so that you get up, or you can practice squeezing both your legs together. If you have a block, you can take it between your knees and practice hopping up towards the wall. So try whichever one of those you like the most. For the hop up, I recommend having your fingers closer to the wall. So here, for the straight pinch up, you'll get up however you want to get up. Woo! And then you can work on peeling the chest to take your feet off. So this would be the straight pinch up. If you want to work the archy one, you'll bend your knees and bring your shins onto the wall. Then you'll start to peel the heart forward and start to try to work the toes to the head. And then you can come back up. So two options, whichever one feels best to you. For the archy one, just see how much you can keep your lower belly engaged, because it can be really lower backy. Try to pull your heart forward. So it's like the serratus really does a good job of pulling that chest forward. Okay, is that enough for you guys? Feeling good? Okay. All right, so now we will relax. We'll reignite our core a little bit because we did so much back opening. So we'll just come to lie back onto our backs. Here we are. And then just let your back arch off the ground on your inhale. And then on your exhale, push the back into the ground. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, push the back into the ground. Inhale, let it arch. Exhale, push your back into the ground. Two more. Inhale, let it arch. Exhale, really engage it into the ground. Last one. Exhale, back compresses into the ground completely. From here, we'll walk our legs slowly forward. So you can take your hands onto your belly to make sure that it stays engaged. and start to walk your legs forward really nice and slowly, just as much as you can, while keeping your whole back pushing into the ground. Woo! Maybe you can get your legs completely straight, maybe you can't, it's really hard. And then walking your legs back in. Really working that transverse abdominals, those deep lumbar stabilizers. Last one, bringing them all the way out. And all the way back in. Taking a big breath into your belly, take your feet wider than hips width apart, and then rock both knees over to the left, finding this really nice twist, side stretch. See if you can push both shoulders into the mat and then gaze over your right arm. You can take your left foot on top of your right knee to deepen the twist a little bit more. Taking 5 full breaths. Slowly releasing to come back, and then exhaling to twist the legs over to the other side. You can stack your right foot on top of your left knee. Big breath here. Push both shoulders into the ground. See if you can lengthen your neck. Inhale, coming all the way back through center. Taking both legs up towards the sky. And then taking a supine forward fold, so making sure your back is flat on the mat, and then you can grab either onto the backs of the knees, onto the calves, or onto the ankles. And then we'll just start to pull the legs in towards the chest, just as much as we can. You can pulse them in and out. You can flex and point the feet. And then we'll take our hands by our sides and we'll roll in using our core. See how core-ish you can make this. Lift all the way into a plow position. So rocking all the way, using that belly the whole time. And then coming into our plow pose. You can walk your shoulder blades towards one another, interlacing the hands, stretching through the chest. And if you want to here, you can work your shoulder stand. So breathing here, slowly squeezing the inner thighs to lift. Taking 5 breaths wherever you're at. And then slowly lowering all the way down the legs, slowly as you can. And slowly rolling your way back onto your back. See how slowly you can go. Take the arms out to a T. Hug the inner thighs together. And on our exhale, we're gonna really slowly take both legs over to the left. So it's a bit of a deeper twist, a really active twist. Really slowly taking the legs over to the left. See how slowly you can move. See if you can feel your core activate and then relax all the way down into your twist. Nicole, you're so cute over there. On your inhale, activating the core to bring both legs all the way back. Woo! And then slowly using your core to take your legs to the right. Breathing here, finding your depth of your twist that you like. See if you can take time to enjoy this pose, enjoy this moment. And then on your inhale, slowly coming back through center. Exhaling, bending your knees in towards your armpits, grabbing the outer edges of the feet and coming into a happy baby. You can crack your toes, give yourself an inner arch massage, and then stretch into the hamstrings as you wish, stretching into one leg and the other. And taking this time to take any last movements that feel really good in your body. Giving yourself a minute to just enjoy your practice. What is enjoyable for you? And then slowly giving yourself a hug and expanding your body out into your final Shavasana. Giving yourself a minute to just let your toes relax, getting out any little movements in the feet and the hands. Taking a shake in the hips, and then lifting the lower back up off the ground, and then pushing it down into the ground so that your lower back is nice and long. Lifting the upper back off the ground, pulling the shoulder blades down and in so that the upper back is really nice and open onto the mat. And then you can rock your head from side to side to release any tension in the neck. You can nod yes and no. And then just find a really long neck. Closing the eyes and just letting the breath soften. Letting your soft breath relax into your toes. Letting your soft breath massage into the arches of your feet. Letting the breath soften the leg muscles, melting the leg tissue away from the bones. See how deep and soft you can make this breath. Bringing that breath into the base of your spine. As you soften your pelvic floor, Soften your lower belly muscles. See if you can feel your lower back vertebrae. And breathe a little bit of space between each one. Softening the abdominal muscles. As you breathe a big breath into your belly, inflating the ribs. And seeing if you can breathe space in between each rib bone. Taking big breaths up into your heart, letting the shoulders expand away from one another as you allow your breath to relax the muscles of your chest. See if you can breathe your breath from the heart and allow it to radiate all the way down through the arm bones and into the center of the palms, letting the hands relax, softening the muscle tissues in between the hand bones, relaxing the muscles of the fingers, letting them curl in softly as you just really let go. Breathing that breath from the heart now up into the base of the skull, allowing that heart breath to lengthen your neck and soften the lower part of your skull where your jaw connects. Softening the lips and the tongue. Letting the cheeks and the temples and the forehead and the eyes soften. Noticing any colors you can see behind your closed eyelids. Breathing a breath into the very center of your forehead. And seeing if you can relax your entire scalp. Seeing if you can imagine there's a string pulling the crown of your head away from your feet as you let this breath lengthen you in every direction. Feeling the breath all the way into the skull as you relax the brain. Letting all of the nerves and all of the tissues and all of the veins soften. Feeling any buzzing or sensations. Noticing any thoughts. And then just seeing if you can soften to notice the spaces between the thoughts. That quiet space, that observer, that peaceful serenity below the thoughts. And just allowing yourself the next few breaths to sink into that observer, to just allow yourself to soften. to integrate the benefits of this practice. To relax. On your next inhale, start to come back into your body. Coming back into your breath. Coming back into your intention. And just allow yourself to notice a moment during your practice when you felt that you really enjoyed the moment. Where you really dove into it and allowed yourself to enjoy it. And then slowly coming back into your fingers, back into your toes, stretching yourself, arms away from your feet. And then rolling off to one side or the other side. Just take a few breaths before you come up to your seat. And then we'll come all the way up. And we'll share one Om. Oms are kind of weird on Zoom, but we're gonna try our best. So taking our hands into our hearts, finding a really nice long spine, taking a cleansing breath to prepare. And then inhaling completely. Thank you guys for coming. Namaste. So nice to see you all. Nicole.